The Honda Civic is an extremely popular choice of the regular public that just want a sensible car that can do it all. For 2025, Honda updated its most popular offering and brought in hybrid powertrain to mid to top variants, and the car we have today is the top of the line Touring Sport, which is also new for 2025. As I said, welcome everybody then to the 2025 Honda Civic, a car I truly love. In fact, I loved it so much that I've recommended to so many friends to buy one. And when I had a chance to drive the all-new hybrid one, I couldn't say no. Let's see if the changes that Honda has brought into the Civic have made it even more better. So, the changes for the new updated hybrid Civic. Well, Honda didn't have to make too many changes because the platform as a whole, they had nearly perfected it pre-facelift. So, you do have minor changes to the bumper design. I think it looks a bit more aggressive. I think it's a very, very good look. You do have updated new wheels, which also really look good. I loved the previous design on the Touring variant, but I do like these a lot as well. This diamond cut wheels, which I think look really, really appealing. On the back, you do have a bit of a smoked finish on the taillight, and you have new Touring Sport badges, which was only Touring in the pre-facelift. On the inside, it's mostly the same. You do now, the screen is mostly the same, but it is 1 inch bigger, and it is now Android based, so Google supported. So you do not need to use the CarPlay or the Android Auto, which this anyways has in wireless capacity anyways. It's still very comfortable. It's still super spacious in the front, in the back. You can easily take full-size adults in the front and the back together, and also take their luggage, because even though this is the hybrid now, the boot has not been compromised at all compared to the pre-hybrid, pre-facelift version, which is commendable packaging by Honda. The build quality is very nice, and overall they have retained the core Civic capabilities, which made it a fabulous car, and added an unbeatable element to it, which is the hybrid powertrain. More in the driving part. I'm now behind the wheel of the 2025 Honda Civic Touring Sport Hybrid. So let's get the numbers out of the way. This has a 2-liter naturally aspirated gas engine, Atkinson cycle engine. So it has a hybrid battery as well, 2 electric motors. Combined horsepower is 203 or 205 horsepower, which is actually faster than the Civic Si. So the base Civic is no longer the slowest Civic on the market, which is actually really, really funny. Slot into drive, which I already have, and set off, and it starts off in electric mode only. So there's an EV light on the dash, and it cruises so comfortably, so nicely. It's so relaxed. Even though this has pretty big wheels, I think this has 19-inch wheels, which is pretty big for a economy sedan, but it rides really, really well, and it doesn't filter in the bumps too much into the cabin. The seats are very nice, supremely comfortable, and as I said, the combination of the suspension and the seats, you really don't feel anything. And it's a great daily driver, just to commute, just to potter around town, and you get absolutely insane fuel economy numbers. So if you do drive it in bumper to bumper heavy city traffic, you can get about 4 to 4.2 liters per 100, which is insane. On the highway, where the hybrid is not so effective, it can do about 4.8 to 4.9 liters per 100. As I said, as I come to a stop, it goes into EV mode. The transition is super smooth from battery to engine. And I love the way how Honda has tuned the whole hybrid system. The transition is so smooth. I mean, if I floor it, yes, this does have the eCVT, so it does have the rubber band effect, and it's pinging off the red line, but it's still very fast. This can do 0 to 100 in 6 or 6.5, which is plenty fast for a commuter car if you ask me. The driving position is very nice. You have a very clear view of the hood as well. And yeah, overall, as I said, Honda did not have to make too many changes to make the Civic stand out, because as a platform, it was already pretty sorted. So the addition of this new hybrid powertrain makes it very, very appealing, and it just makes a lot of sense. I mean, just get behind the wheel. It's been a very long time since I've driven a regular non-SI, non-Type R you know, Civic, and it's almost been 3 years, in fact, and time does fly. But this feels so nice. It just glides on bad roads. You don't feel any of those. That last bump is actually a bad one, but you don't feel anything in this. You can have some sort of fun if you do push it in the corners. There is different drive mode, so I can put it into sport, and it does pick up really well. You can have some sort of fun. Obviously it's no Type R, it's no SI, but you can have fun, and you are covering some good pace on corners, which is really not expected in a commuter car. I'm sorry I call it a commuter car, but it is a mass market commuter car. It's not an SI, it's not a Type R. So for a sort of entry Civic to drive so well, it's really commendable job by Honda for just packaging the car and giving it a nice hybrid powertrain that makes it stand out in the market. Only till now, only the Elantra and the Corolla had hybrid. Now the Civic has the hybrid, and I think this is the best hybrid system and the best car in its segment on sale today. In conclusion, then, the 2025 Honda Civic Touring Sport Hybrid, I think Honda did not have to tinker much with the package as a whole, and they haven't, thankfully. I mean, we have seen cases where brands are trying too many innovative things and it ruins an already established product. They didn't do this with this. They kept all the core strong points, so it drives really well. The handling is really good. It's super spacious. It has all the tech and the features you would ever need. I think it looks really good. It is one of the best looking cars in its segment. And now with the hybrid powertrain, you do have the added fuel economy bonus, which I think also why this car is suddenly so popular in Ubers and Lyfts, because it just makes a lot of sense. At around $40,000 before taxes, I think this is the only downer. It's extremely expensive. I think this is one of the most expensive cars in its segment. I mean, it is really good. It is one of the best, if not the best car in the segment, but 40,000 before taxes, I think, is definitely very steep. And from what I've heard from friends, Honda also does usually keep its interest rates the highest compared to, say, a Mazda or a Toyota. I've also heard that this car does have a certain waiting period as well, so it kind of, confirms my beliefs and my experience why this car is the best in its segment. Everybody just wants one, and honestly, if I were in the market to buy a commuter sedan, sensible option, the Civic Touring Hybrid would be my pick.